Hello everyone, today I'm going to compare 3 different mob farms for the Bedrock edition. First we have the cube farm, and you may know it from one of my previous videos. Then the Sunroof farm, for obvious reasons. And lastly we have the flush farm, which uses water to flush the floors. Let's start with a cube. By the way, all farms use 8 spawning platforms and all farms use the same water collector and a trident killer in combination with a looting tree sword. The pros of the cube is that it is really easy to build, and I've put a link in the description to the building instructions. Also, it's super easy to build extra floors. Just break some stone away and build new walls and voila, you have a new platform. However, it uses a lot of blocks, especially if you add more floors. And it's a bit of an ugly thing, if you ask me. Now, onto the statistics. It uses 4300 blocks, which is a lot, but the rates are quite good, about 1100, almost 1200 items per hour. Then onto the Sunroof. I don't have detailed building instructions for this one, but the lower half with the trident killer and the water collector is exactly the same as in the cube. Spawning platforms measure 14 by 14 blocks and the roof is 30 by 30 blocks. It doesn't use a lot of blocks and it looks beautiful, but once you've finished you cannot build extra floors unless you want to disassemble the sunroof. Also, there's a minor complaint: when you place the buttons on the sides of the spawning platforms, it can be a bit of a hassle because you have to go in crouch mode and it goes very slow. Now onto the statistics. It uses about 2300 blocks, which is very good. And the rates are really good too, with almost 1300 items per hour. The next farm is the flush farm. It uses a hopper clock in combination with dispensers with water to periodically flush the spawning platforms. It uses the least blocks of all mob farms to build, so that's very good, and the system, I like it, it's very cool. However, the rates are not very high, and I think it is because at any given time about 50% of the areas, or the spawning areas, are always underwater. And it's also difficult to dial in. I mean, how much items do you put in your hopper clock? Because I got quite good rates when I put 64 in the hopper clock, and when I put in 32 the rates were really low, so maybe there is an optimal rate for this farm. Now onto the statistics again. You can see it uses the least amount of blocks, about 1800, but the rates are a bit smaller too. You get about 800 mobs. Maybe you can get a bit more if you properly dial in the hopper clock, I don't know, but it is quite small at the moment. Now lastly, there is a bonus farm I want to show you. I call it the Super Sunroof, and it is ridiculously large and it has the best rates, but not by much. The platforms are 28 by 28 blocks and the roof is 44 by 44 blocks. And that uses a lot of blocks. Almost, let's get the statistics here. Almost 7000 blocks, and you see the rates are just a little bit higher than the sunroof, the small sunroof farm. So it is huge and it looks great, but to me it's not really worth it. Oh, and it's an absolute pain to build also. So then, which is the best farm? Well, my personal favorite is the small sunroof, because it gives very good rates, it looks beautiful, and it uses quite a reasonable amount of blocks. So that concludes my video. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.